Good afternoon. Are you Christopher Green?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Green, you're here today to make a first appearance. You have been charged by a complaint information in case number 2021 CR 127 with several criminal counts, and I'm going to go over those with you right now. In count one, you're charged with trafficking contraband in a correctional facility, which stems from a report on July 23rd of this year. And this is a severity level 5 felony, and it is punishable by up to 136 months in the state penitentiary and a fine of up to $300,000. In count 2, you're charged with possession of heroin, which is a level 5 drug felony, which is punishable by up to 42 months in the state penitentiary and a fine of maximum fine of $100,000. In count 3, you're charged with driving under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or a combination thereof. And all these are from the same report on July 23rd. This is a Class B misdemeanor, and it's got a special punishment. You have to serve at least 48 hours, up to 6 months in the county jail, and a fine of a minimum fine of $750 up to $1,000. You can also be ordered to serve 100 hours of public service. In count 4, you're charged with possession of drug paraphernalia. That's also a Class B misdemeanor, punishable by a maximum of 6 months in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. And in count 5, you're charged with no proof of insurance, which is a Class B misdemeanor, also 6 months in the county jail and a fine of up to $300, well, a minimum fine of $300 up to $1,000. In count 6, you're charged with not having a valid driver's license, also a Class B misdemeanor, same penalties as the other Class B misdemeanors. And in count 7, you're charged with reckless driving. This is a Class C misdemeanor. And on a first conviction, you have to serve a minimum of 5 days up to 90 days imprisonment and a fine of up to $500. And then in count 8, you're charged with speeding, going 97 miles an hour in a 70-mile-per-hour zone. That carries a statutory fine of $168. And do you have any questions about, do you understand what you've been charged? There's a lot of charges here. There's 8 counts. Do you understand what you've been charged with and the possible penalties? And these are only allegations. You have the right to have a trial on this matter where the state has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you committed the offenses. And you have the right to defend yourself in public court. You also have the right to have legal counsel. And if you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you. And what we're here today is to figure out how you would like to proceed. If you would like to hire your own attorney, if you need the court to appoint you one, we can start with that. How would you like?
For you to appoint me an attorney?
Okay, and they're in the jail. They're going to give you an application for a court-appointed attorney, but I'm going to ask you a couple of questions just so we can get this moving. Are you currently employed?
Sir.
And where do you work?
At KWME.
Okay, and about how much do you make per month?
About $860.
Okay, do you have any dependents, any children, anybody you support?
No, sir.
Okay, based on your income, I'm going to find that you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney. How long have you lived in Kingman? Do you live in Kingman?
I don't, no, I don't live in Kingman.
Okay. Have you had any attorneys appointed for you around here before? Have you had any previous cases?
Um,
Okay.
no.
So I'm going to appoint Mandy Stevenson to represent you, and they will give you her contact information so you can get a hold of her. And I'm going to set you for your next court appearance. We do our dockets every Thursday, and I'm going to set you for a court appearance at 9:30 a.m. on August 5th, which is next Thursday.
May I ask you one question?
Yes, you may.
Is there any chance of me getting a OR bond?
Okay. That's something that you probably should talk to your attorney about, because before I modify your bond, I would have to contact the prosecutor and get, because I always have to listen to both sides. And it would be a lot easier if you would contact your attorney and see if she could work that out. See what she could work out. And if nothing else, we could take that up at your next hearing.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Okay.
Do you have any other questions?
Next Thursday, 9 o'clock?
Next Thursday at 9:30. And they'll give you Ms. Stevenson's contact information there at the jail, and you can get a hold of her.
And they'll let me call her on the phone?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much.
Mhm. Thank you.
And I think that's all we have today.
Okay.
Okay. Have a good
All right.
weekend.